Next up, we have one of nature's natural powerhouses, the egg. Now, the egg's had a bad rap for many, many years, and there's a couple of myths out there that we would like to dispel here on Midlife Man. So first up, the egg. It's a high protein source of nutrition, also has some fats in there as well, readily available. A couple of the myths that we're going to be busting. Here we go. First up, eggs. Are they bad for your heart? Do they increase the chances of coronary heart disease because of the cholesterol in the egg, Scotty?
That was the original concern with the egg. It is naturally high in cholesterol, but it has since been shown and approved by the American Heart Association that it is not so much the cholesterol within the eggs which is going to badly alter your blood lipid profile, your good and bad cholesterol, that it's actually the saturated fat that's contained in your total diet. So you can certainly get away with some eggs.
We have myth number 2. Now, I've watched Rocky enough times to know that I need to be drinking my raw and egg yolks, egg whites, whatever it might be. It's got to be raw. It's the only way I can get the protein. Isn't that right, Scotty?
It's hard to believe, Luke, but Rocky actually led us astray, one of my childhood heroes. But the protein in the eggs is not as easily digested and absorbed when it is in the raw form. In fact, you lose up to 50% of the protein, whereas you'll absorb 90% of it when it's cooked. So definitely important to cook your eggs, not only from that digestibility standpoint, but from the standpoint of food safety. It's much easier to get food poisoning, a salmonella, something like that if you have your eggs in the raw form. So definitely cook your eggs.
Now we're going to cross over to Midlife Man's very own executive chef, Brad Crossman. Brad, the humble egg. What are some preferred methods for you to cook the egg for our viewers at home?
A couple of quick, easy methods to cook it. Obviously, is always fried. You know, the fried egg. You know, sunrise eggs, egg. Easy. Scrambled eggs, poached eggs, and then obviously, you know, the omelette. You know, the omelette's a little bit more, you know, technique involved in that, but yeah.
And also, I know you've been talking. I haven't actually seen it myself, but potentially microwaving eggs to cook them.
Yeah, so look, there you can microwave your eggs. This one you've got to be a little bit careful with. Just when you put your egg into the microwave cup or dish or whatever, just pierce the yolk and only cook it for about 20 to 30 seconds at a time and check it. Not too long, and don't forget it'll continue to cook afterwards. So it's a quick process, but you just got to pierce that yolk just so it won't pop.
So if I want to avoid scalding a good mate's face, I should definitely be piercing the yolk before I microwave.
Absolutely.
Now we realise for a lot of professional men out there, you're probably starting work early and you don't have time to cook this beautiful omelette that Brad's going to show us how to cook. Scotty, do we have any solutions for our early risers?
Absolutely. There's no reason you can't cook your eggs the night before and then reheat them the next day. As a gourmet chef, this is not something that you generally approve of, but it is perfectly acceptable for reaching your nutritional requirements. The omelette is a protein-rich, nutrient-dense dish, and Brad's going to show us how to do it in a quick and easy way.
First of all, 3 eggs. We're just going to crack this into the bowl, hopefully without getting any eggshells in there.
See that, Luke?
I did, Brad. Give us one egg as a complete beginner person who has no idea how to crack an egg. What's your number 1 recommendation?
Okay, number 1 recommendation, if you don't first time cracking an egg, hold it, you know, nice and firm of course, and you're aiming to crack in the middle there. So it's just a couple of good taps and done.
That easy, Scotty, that easy.
I've done the one-handed variation myself, Brad. It hasn't worked out quite so well.
All right, well, it's practice. I mean, I've got plenty of years of practice. Look, it comes easy to me. Now, I did get a bit of shell in there. The easiest way to get the shell out is use the other half of the shell, and you just scoop that out, it sticks to the shell, and it's done. Now we're just going to whisk this up, but while we're getting that done, we're going to put that pan on to get it ready, and put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, obviously just to get some flavour into those.
Now for a super lazy man like myself, Brad, I've always used a protein shaker to mix the eggs. Is there anything bad with doing that as opposed to doing it this way?
No, not at all. The only thing bad about it would be the cleanup. Whereas this way, you're already using the bowl, you know, you've got to use the fork, and you'll see why, to cook the omelette in the pan. And also, like, you can incorporate more air into the eggs and the yolks. If we're using a bit of whites, the addition of 1 yolk to the whites will make it a lot easier to perform the folding. So just a little bit of oil in the pan there.
So we've just gone with the whole eggs here, and as you mentioned there, if you want to reduce the fat content, you can go with a higher amount of egg whites to egg yolks, but you do need some yolk in there.
Because when you do just a plain egg white omelette, it'll stick terribly to the pan. So, you know, probably not the best way. I find when I'm doing, say, just pure egg whites, is grease proof, and then in the oven or in the steamer, and then flip them out that way. With the egg whites only in the pan, low heat, and just leave it sit and cook out gently.
Remembering at the end of the day, it's a calories in versus calories out equation. So if you take the 3 eggs and you subtract it from your daily calories, no problems at all.
What we want to do, we just want to get it started, get it set, start the white coming out, and it happens very quickly here. And you know, at this phase, you know, you can add in some chopped parsley, some ham, some cheese. So we pull from one side of the pan to the other, and we just let the egg run back to the other side. Now we do this just to incorporate a little bit more height into our omelette, but it also speeds up the cooking process to get it all done. So as you can see, that is pretty much ready to go. And then we just fold it over.
Makes it look very easy, very simple.
I want to go for a nice cigar shape, and we'll just flip that out.
And it's that easy, there we go. So the way you've done it, Brad, you could almost get up first thing in the morning and cook it. That was very quick and very easy, and a really simple way to cook up your eggs.